Creating a clipping set. So earlier we've discussed a clipping mask and a clipping path, which really are the same thing. So a clipping set basically is a clipping mask that's masked sublayers as a unit. So we're looking at a layer and all of the items in the layer being part of this clipping set. So it is really quite simple. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. So first I have my flower layer. If I open that up, I have a rectangle that's at the top. Right now it's hiding. I'll turn it on. So it's just a white fill, black stroke, and more of a rectangle shape. So what I can do is then click this layer, and while this layer is selected, I can only do this on the sub layers of one layer. So I select the layer. At the bottom of my layers panel, I have an icon here that says Make Release Clipping Mask. So I go ahead and click the icon, and what it does is the very top item, the top sub layer in this layer becomes the clipping mask. So it's as easy as that. Now the clipping mask and all of the objects need to be in the same layer for this to work. Let me show you one more example. I have a layer set up here with some text. I'll scroll down here to let you see what's going on. It's a duplication of my flower. So here's my flower copy, basically just duplicated it. That actually contains some sublayers in itself. So it's a sublayer with even more sublayers. Then I have basically text that I typed, and I did outline. I went to type and I created the outline right here so that then it became objects so I could work with it a little bit more. And at the top here I have a rectangle, and now this rectangle is hard to see. Let me just turn it on and give it the default stroke of white black outline. What happens when I do apply these clipping masks or these clipping sets is that the attributes of the mask item will disappear. So here's a rectangle, and again all of my components. I click on my layer. I don't need to select what's going to be the mask because it automatically takes the top, and I use the icon right here. And you can see how it then clips it. Each one of these pieces are still editable. I can go and I can select individual. There's my M, there's my next M, there's my D, there's my T, and I can go into my flower because it also is part of it, and here's my yellow, and here's my light pink. So it all is completely editable still at this point. Now if I wanted to release it, all I need to do is click this icon and release. All right, so if I do this one more time, you can see with that rectangle being the top. One indicator also that you will receive visually is that the top mask becomes underlined. So there's a clipping set, easy method. Now if you remember, the previous method that we used was going to the object menu and utilizing compound masks. So it really is the same thing, just a little bit different way of doing it.